soul of the city.
What's up, St. Louis City fans? Today is Wednesday, April 12th. I'm here with Marlo and Jonah. I'm Milo, and today we're going to be talking about this Saturday we come up against Cincinnati, the number one team in the MLS, the number one team in the East. We're currently second in the West, so it should be a great matchup. We are on a 2-game slide, no goals scored in the past 2 games, so hopefully that means we're due, but it could also mean we're due for another loss. So I'm going to try to keep it positive today because
As he says that.
I feel like I've been pretty negative the past 2 podcasts, and honestly, I think this will be a great opportunity for us to shake off the cobwebs and show the number one team in the league what we're made of. What are you guys thinking?
I don't know. A little scared.
Scared. I'm a lot of scared.
It's weird. I just feel like undefeated is just going. We haven't done well against undefeated teams.
I personally feel like their undefeatedness is not something that we have to be that afraid of because I feel like most of their games have been relatively scraped by. They have a lot of 1-0 wins. They have a couple ties. Obviously, they haven't lost yet, but also if there was a little bit of luck for the other team on any of those 1-0 wins, they'd have more draws. They do have the most clean sheets in the league right now, so that's a little concerning.
I feel like I just look at one of the fixtures on like their past games, and it's that Seattle game that they won 1-0 while we lost 3-0. And in that game, Cincinnati went down to 10 men, and I think it was like the 82nd minute. So like it's not a lot of time to play with 10 men, but when you're only up 1-0 and they're going to be attacking you a lot to get that goal, and you're down to 10 men and you scraped it out, that's pretty impressive.
They were at home, though, to be fair. So we lost to them at Seattle, which, is a different beast, you could say.
I think they're also pretty used to playing that defensive-minded game. So once they had those 10 men, they're like, we can really just park the bus and do what we know.
Yep. They play 3 in the back, 3 center backs on the field at a time, and then their width is kind of provided by their fullbacks. On the left or the right.
Can't relate.
So what we tried last game.
Yeah, kind of like what we tried last game, exactly.
But they're
they do
good
kind of
at
play a 5-3-2, where they have like 2 holding midfielders and then the 1 attacking mid with 2 strikers. But their fullbacks, like they're a lot more attacking, which is something that we kind of wished we had seen in our last game against Seattle. But yeah, it looks like Cincinnati's got the defenders and they've got the attacking fullbacks to go with.
So I just want to point out their 5 clean sheets have been 1-0 to Philly, 1-0 to Inter Miami, 1-0 to Nashville, and 1-0 to Sounders. Oh, and the last one is 0-0 to Orlando. So I feel like if we can get out there, get the fans hype, get the energy pumping, and just get that one goal, because it's been 2 games since we scored a goal, and we are the 2nd-ranked team in goals scored per game in the league. So I just don't feel like we can continue this drought because we have the quality and we've had the opportunities. Just these past 2 games have looked like we're just off our game. So if we could just come out and get that goal. They haven't come up against an opposition except for Chicago. It was a 3-3 draw. But other than that, they've been a low-scoring team. So if we really put the pressure on them and get an early goal, ideally, I think that'd be great. I feel like that would at least almost guarantee a tie. But, I've said all kinds of crazy shit in the past few pods that just have not come true. So what do I know?
I feel like we cannot come out how we came out against Minnesota, because that was a home game and we were expecting to come out high, and we just came out slow and unresponsive.
Absolutely.
Yep. So if we come out like that, it could get pretty bad.
I wonder if Carnell's going to make any lineup changes to kind of light a fire under some players, because like Joe Keeney, he didn't really look that great last game.
Better than Klaus.
Yeah, I mean, it really was just a complete team. Like, just in the second half, at least, it wasn't great. So I wonder if he's going to maybe switch things up and give some other players a chance and see if that will kind of, bring some new life to the team.
Against the number 1 team?
I don't think.
He just looks like he keeps it pretty close to, like, some players don't change.
I think even last game was really risky thing to do, switching it up.
The whole
much.
Formation is just, you can't do that against the top
I mean,
side.
it worked at first. I think the coach did come out after the game and say that kind of threw them for a loop, but they really seemed to adjust at halftime. So obviously.
And we're gonna play another big team, so I feel like they will adjust as well.
So what do you?
We don't. I think we go back to the 3-2. I'm sorry.
4-3-1-2.
No, 4-2-3-1.
Nice.
But I agree on giving certain players like a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's most likely I have everyone the same. I just have Saliu coming on, and also that's it.
Coming on for who? On the left side?
On the left side for Stroud, Alm, or whoever.
And who's playing on the right? That's kind of the
Gio.
biggest question.
Just drop Gio.
Okay.
And you have Leuven play the 10, and you have Miggy and Vasilev. Because Blom's out for...
Yeah, Blom is out for, 6 weeks, I
4 to
think?
6
4 to
weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Major blow.
Get better soon, please.
Yep.
Like,
We love you.
because he came on against Seattle and came right off.
Yeah, he only was on the field for maybe 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, it sucks.
I think it's really kind of a dangerous thing to consistently start a 17, 18-year-old. I'm not going to lie. And I get that he has promise and he looks good, but a full 90 minutes in a high-pressure situation, like he's 18. What the most pressure he's had is like his finals at high school.
Yeah.
Other than, obviously the MLS games he's been playing in, but this is the best team in the league. So I don't it takes a lot to cope with pressure like that, especially coming off the heels of 2 losses. Your fans are really expecting a show. I think it's a dangerous thing to start somebody that young.
That's true.
But who would you put?
Yeah, Blom being out really throws a wrench in the plans.
If not starting him, then you're going to have to start someone that hasn't been playing.
So I think if he starts, he has to understand that his role is defensive, because he was looking completely off his game being an attacker last game. Passes, touches, he looked kind of lost out. It looked a little shell-shocked, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah.
I feel
Hopefully
like
the home crowd will
I feel like I'm
change
also
things.
putting the formation on that.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like
that's a good point.
throwing
The
a
formation was good. We could put that on Carnell. Like, he did not adjust at halftime at all.
And it looked like maybe the players weren't really used to playing there.
Which I feel like that was the major thing with
Yeah.
Miggy. Every time he got the ball, he didn't know.
So he might do better in a 4-2-3-1, especially playing at home versus in Seattle.
I kind of want to see the 4-4-2 again, and I know we hate the 4-4-2 because
I don't mind it.
I don't think we hate it.
It's just I don't know.
Less midfielders. That's the only thing.
the way our midfielders have been looking, I'm okay with less midfielders.
Yeah. Well, I know we talked about Blom being hurt, but Cincinnati is also missing some players, or at least they're questionable for the game. So actually, all 3 of their designated players that they have are listed as questionable.
Mind games.
So they have a player named Nwobodo, who's like a defensive midfielder for them, and he's actually very highly rated. He kind of turned their defense around along with their 3 center backs that they have. So he's questionable. If he does come back, he will definitely shore up the midfield for Cincinnati.
Was he injured last game?
He was actually out for the past 2 games, and he returned to training yesterday and today individually.
Okay.
So, he's not training with the team yet, which is a good sign. Hopefully he won't be starting against us, but, he might come in off the bench, which limited impact, I guess.
I feel like being Wednesday, he hasn't practiced with the team. I don't think he's going to start.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's getting too close.
You're not supposed to prey on somebody else's downfall, but I'm 100% preying on that man's downfall, at least for 1 week.
Yeah.
He could get hurt again for all I care.
Yeah. They also have another midfielder, their number 10, and this is one of their designated players as well. His name's Luciano Acosta, and he got hurt last game. He got tripped up by the goalie and fell on his shoulder. So he only has a shoulder injury, which, obviously you don't really need those.
Those
a
are
lot
rough,
lanes.
though.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of physicality.
Yeah. So he was able to take the penalty in the game after he got injured, but then he was immediately subbed off, and they said he might be out for 1 to 2 weeks. So, he probably won't play, which is definitely a blow for them. I'm not going to lie. He's probably their most creative player, linking the midfield and the fullbacks out wide to the forwards. And, yeah, their last designated player is Yuya Kubo. He's only had 34 minutes played this whole season in 3 appearances, and he wasn't in the squad the past 4 games. So he's looking like probably not going to play either.
Is that injury or is he just bad?
Injury, but, he didn't get very many minutes, so I don't know. Maybe
injured plus bad?
Maybe. I think he's 29, so maybe he's still not old. Right?
What position does he play?
He's a center mid. Or a forward? I guess he's like an attacking mid maybe, and a winger. So
I feel like those are big blows. All designated players.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the 3 getting called up to the national team. So they'll probably play, I feel like, because the game is like...
It's in Arizona, and it's on Wednesday next week. The U.S. game versus Mexico. So, yeah, they're going to... I saw an article that said that the players normally play the weekend game, fly down to training camp, play the national team game, then fly back for the next weekend. So... I think those guys are.
But the game is next week.
Mm-hmm.
We play them Saturday.
Yeah.
So they're not missing our game.
No, yeah.
Oh,
the players called up are not missing.
I got you. I got completely confused.
Yeah.
So one thing that I think is a good sign for us now that we've lost 2, never a good thing, but we're no longer the undefeated team that has the pressure on them to stay undefeated. And I know that Jonah is a statistics merchant, and we'll say that there's no statistical backing to me saying that they're due for an L. But in the world of sports, Jonah, you nerd, being due is quite common. Especially, I watch a lot of baseball, but they're due for an L. That's my prayer.
Cincinnati is?
Yes, not us. We've been at our L's.
Yeah. Also going back to the not scoring in 2 games, we have let in 4 goals in the last 2 games, while we let in 4 goals in the first 5 games.
3 of those were against a really good side away. So
but still 4 in 5 games and then 4 in 2 games.
I really chalk that last L up to Carnell. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not that the players didn't go out there and.
There were some individual mistakes.
Yeah.
So. The scoreline was maybe a little harsh. Didn't really show, how long we were in the game for. So
no, I feel like
they dominated us.
It's a right representation.
Yeah,
we were not good that second half.
Yeah,
I also think that because I'm pretty sure I saw that most of their goals are from open play.
Yeah, 6 out of their 9 goals are from open play.
So I feel like they're not good at set pieces like corners and things. So that's a relief, I feel like, on free kicks and everything, like when we're defending them. Like obviously we should still go all out for them, but I don't think they're that dangerous for that.
And speaking of goals scored, their 2 starting strikers only have 1 goal each, so they really rely on their whole team to find goal scoring opportunities, which I think that's normal for they're a pretty defensive team. They like to sit back, play
and counter.
Yep. And so whoever gets the ball in front of the net is the one that gets the shot. They're not feeding the strikers; they're feeding the team from the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. I think last year though, their 2 strikers, Brenner and Brandon Vazquez, so those 2 and Luciano Acosta, the guy who's going to be out, they combined for 46 goals and 26 assists last year.
Yeah, they got to the conference semifinals last year.
Yeah, they were actually when they find form, they can really click offensively. So it's a little scary. And you mentioned the being due for a loss. It might be that Brandon Vazquez and Brenner are due to start scoring. If you look at last season,
that's not funny. Take it back.
Kidding. I take it back.
It's also crazy to think because Cincinnati is not a very old team. They're only 7 years old. I feel like that's also weird to say about a football club, but they've only been in existence for 7 years.
They just learned how to walk.
They were first announced in August 12th, 2015 as a USL franchise, and then played in the UCL for 2 years, won the USL, sorry. I don't know why I say UCL. Champions
USL.
League today was
Madrid's on his mind.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Anyway.
But they won the USL their last year in 2018, right before they got an MLS franchise. And then that was in 2018. So from 2018 to 2022, they have already made it to the conference semifinals. Like, that's pretty good. Like, that's how we should be.
We should aim to do that as well.
But we're going to do it in our first year.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
We're going to top that.
The real question is, what was their first words? Mama?
You know who else they have on their team? Matt Miazga, the Chelsea reject.
Oh, man.
I remember seeing him.
Legend.
Yeah, I remember seeing him playing for, I think it was the U18 World Cup, where he partnered with Carter Victors, who's at Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
He's a beast.
They were both really good back then. Like,
yeah, this guy was hyped up to be like.
I think they either made it to the semifinals or the finals of that U18 or whatever World Cup, and like they all like everybody was expecting like the US to that was going to be the start of their golden generation, not a couple years later. But it's just crazy to think that now he plays at Cincinnati when he was at Chelsea.
That's what Chelsea does to him, man.
Chelsea is just ruins players.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the next big U.S. center back. I remember hearing all about him, and when he went to Chelsea, everyone was hyping him up. You know, oh, he's a Premier League player.
Never played.
Yeah, I don't think he had a single appearance for Chelsea's first team.
Never go to Chelsea. If you're a young person out there thinking about getting good at soccer, if you get good enough, just don't go to Chelsea.
It's also funny talking about him. Like, I remember playing for the U.S. because he just got called up as well. There's a very famous moment where he's going at it with a Mexican player, and he just makes it like he's short, like he goes down and like to his eye level. I
loved it.
I loved it too, but now we're facing it, so I hope he doesn't get in our player's head.
I hope he doesn't say Gioacchini's too short.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's not. He's like 6'1",
and he's way better than.
Yeah, he puts Matt Miazga in a blender. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, anyway, you guys said your starting lineup. I'll just take this opportunity to say mine. So I have the 4-4-2 formation. Same goalie, same back line. Vasilev, Leuven starting in the center midfield. And then I have Isak Jensen on the left and Jared Stroud on the right, because we didn't have Stroud in last game. He didn't play at all. And, I mean, obviously the formation was different, but he is the guy that brings the press. And I feel like our press has just not been looking good the past, 2 or maybe even 3 games. So now that Stroud was arrested last game, I really want him to play. And every time that Isak Jensen came in, I feel like he also was a pressing monster. And I think he's probably a little more technically skilled than any of our other wingers, if I had to guess, based on what I've seen. Maybe Celio is more technical.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to disagree with you, but like I haven't. Every time Jensen comes on, I feel like I don't see much of him.
He doesn't get the. He doesn't carry the
so
ball.
I don't want to talk trash on him and say like no, he's bad, but I just don't know. So I'm okay with that. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The 4-4-2 is just.
Yeah.
So wait, you're adding Jensen and Stroud?
Stroud on the right and left, yeah, and then Gioacchini and Klaus up top.
Okay. If you're right, then you being a Stroud stan will really rub it in our faces.
I hope so.
Yeah. I hope so too.
Yeah, I mean, if we win, then, it doesn't really matter who was right.
That could have been a really big addition to that right side that was pretty deflated last game. So, Jonah, I'll give you your flowers if it happens.
I just hope that.
But I'll kill you if it doesn't.
I hope Carnell doesn't wait as long again to make subs if things aren't working out. Because I feel like that's, to your point, like, I feel like he waited way too long. So, like, even the changes that he did make couldn't really affect the game.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer you gotta put your subs in at, like, the 60th minute. Anything past that, you're not giving them the opportunity.
I was going to say 70th minute, 65 to 70th, anything past the 70th, like, 30 minutes, I guess. That's 20 minutes. I mean, it's not that much time.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then
Even halftime. I mean, if you're making changes at halftime to your style of play and your plan of attack, then why not take that opportunity to change the players as well?
That's what I mean, we had them confused in the first half last game and let them just go into the locker room and figure it out. Like, I couldn't believe that we didn't come out with a different formation or different players. Like, put Blom in at halftime. Obviously, he's hurt now, but keep them confused. We're away. You got to do anything.
Yeah.
You got to die to get 3 points.
I love that video.
Me too.
I just feel
It's
like
true.
it's going to be huge also being at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that we lost to Minnesota and lost our undefeated season then, but like the crowd was still in it. Was still giving. I feel like it was more on the players that didn't.
We really played better than them that whole game.
Yeah,
like
we were the better team.
We only lost on the penalty.
And clear penalty again.
Yeah, maybe we should have tied it. I mean, I don't know. We didn't really.
We missed a lot of chances.
Yeah,
Adeniran.
We.
I don't want to see him come on. I don't like the 2-striker long ball into the box. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what.
It's especially in this next game because they do play 3 center backs.
Not
at the
any
back.
game.
I think pacey ball handlers should be the people that come on at the end because
People are
really worn down in the
tired.
back. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying you're tired. You're gonna go in for challenges that you shouldn't go into, and like fouls happen, like in dangerous
and they're
spots.
just gonna pack it in because they have the 5 defenders and 3 of them are tall center backs. Like they're gonna win probably every single header if we're just crossing aimlessly into the box.
Agreed. Got to make something happen.
Yeah. So I think Celio.
Get your shooters out there.
I really do like him, and you had him starting. I didn't. I think Celio would be really, really great off the bench if you just give him the ball on the sideline and let him cook.
I feel like if we take Pedro too, because if we're gonna stick to the 2 tall strikers and just whip balls in, we might as well then bring on Pedro.
I'm with it.
I feel like Cardinal does he will change the formation but doesn't do other stuff to help that.
Okay. So I have a question. I'm sorry to cut you off. It was just in my head. I know it would be kind of outlandish, but what if we started Klaus with Adeniran, and then when everybody was tired in the back there, that's when you bring Giacchini on, the ball handler.
But they won't get tired because they're not making runs from Adeniran.
If you had to,
if
you had to
I
guard
think
a
they make
big
runs.
tall dude for 75 minutes, and you
But it's
had
a
to
different
fight
type of
for headers. And
it's a different type of tired. I feel like.
I don't know.
I think
There's ones
Adeniran
when you're
still
getting-
makes runs in behind though too. Him and Klaus. They both hustle.
Just like the physical battle.
That's what I'm saying. There's different tires.
Yeah,
You're gonna be tired to the body, or you're just gonna be tired from making runs over and over again.
and that's why I mean Giacchini can capitalize on both of those. But it is. I think Giacchini should be starting. I mean, I was just giving you a little hypothetical. Really rile you up.
I just have not liked what I've seen from Adeniran in the time he comes on. It's just not. I don't like the long ball.
I haven't really liked what I've seen from most of our subs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing stands out to me really, but also nothing really stands out to me from our current wingers. Jonah loves the pressing from Stroud, but
I do.
Pressing can only get you so far.
exactly.
Because once you get the ball, then if you're not that gifted,
if he's got lungs like that, maybe he should be playing right back, and then we could do 5 in the back with him at right back and him bringing balls in.
I like the idea of Stroud right back. If we were ever to go back to a 5 in the back, imagine Jared Stroud right back, Selmir Pedro left back, and they both put in the work defensively, and they're both way more attacking than John Nelson or Jake Nerwinski. What do you guys think about
Cracked.
that formation? Honestly, just sign me up. I should be the coach. Step aside, Mr. Carnell.
no.
We need a soundboard. Crickets.
Well, in the last episode for the post game of the Seattle, I gave a 2-0 prediction. You gave a.
Did I say we're gonna lose?
I think you said we.
I said we were going to lose. I said 2-1.
I think I said 2-1.
No, but
before
that was-
you said 2-1, and then you stole what I said.
Oh, you're talking about this?
Yeah, I'm saying this last episode.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that's why I brought it up to, because I think you had us losing. I think like 2-1.
Against Cincinnati.
Yeah, and I had a 2-0 win. So what is your prediction for this game?
I think that we're gonna really focus on the defensive aspect of things again, because Carnell has said that before, how he prides himself on lowering the shots on target. And obviously last game we conceded 3, so I think he's gonna kind of focus on that, but then also just work on getting our press back up, and really bothering like their style of play.
I agree.
If Cincinnati just sits back and parks the bus, we might have problems trying to attack, but I don't think that we're going to give up a goal.
But
so I think they're not going to score. I think we're either going to win 1-0 or tie 0-0.
I think that also a problem with them holding it in the back could be our press. If they're going to try to win the ball back from the back and bring it up, then we could capitalize on them trying to do the counter and stop that in their third and, get some goals like we were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's going to be a real chess match, that's for sure.
I really do think a lot of the game is going to be us with possession. We're trying to break them down. If we turn it over, they're going to try and counterattack. So it's really just going to be a battle of, can they play out of our press fast enough to counterattack? I think that's the winner of that battle is going to win the game.
Can we stop their counterattack?
I like Parker. If they're just going to clear it out and, long ball it, then Parker and Heber, I think they can deal with that. But if they pass through and work it up, which, they don't have Luciano Acosta, they don't have probably their center defensive mid in Wobodo, so maybe they won't be able to play out from our press.
I'd also like to change my score. Again, I do this every show, so.
You do it every day.
I got to do it now. I think we're going to win 1-2-0.
You guys to choose.
2-0.
So you change it to what I said.
Oh man, 3-0.
That's fine. But bringing up like playing at the back, they still have Brenner, which I get that he only has 1 goal, like you said, but he's still the whole club's leading scorer.
And he's only 23.
Time, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like their whole
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. Like you're like you say, he's kind of due for scoring.
Yeah, that's what scares me.
Yeah, but I feel like everything. Well, because it's like playing basically Minnesota all over again.
Yeah.
A better Minnesota, though.
Agreed.
That's the problem.
That's a very
and
good
we
comparison,
lost.
I think.
Which that's the part that scares me because we lost. And I get that we were the most dominant that whole game. So hopefully we're dominant this time around too. And then we actually
just the finishing, man.
Convert, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that we lost 3-0 to Cincinnati. But our defense is still not, I feel like it's always been our best part of the team.
So you guys both said 4 defenders, and I don't know if you guys specified, but are you guys having Tim Parker and Heber as well?
Yeah.
Dropping Bartlett to the bench?
He's just too, he scares me.
He's not as good. I mean, Hebert had that terrible foul in the box, but other than that,
It's just funny.
Performance.
Also,
that's like his only error the whole season.
Yeah.
But it's also saying like he's not good. It's funny because he's part of 2 of our clean sheets with 2 different center backs. Bartlett, he had a clean sheet with Heber, had a clean sheet with Parker. So is he
the key?
Is he the solution? It's just he scares me. Every time he goes in a tackle, I'm like, that's a red. That's a red.
My thing is that I think him and Tim Parker are like the same person in the sense that they're both very aggressive, like you said. So I don't want both of them playing because I feel like that's the recipe for a red card. Like I want Hebert in there because he seems, cool, level-headed.
Until it's time to make a tackle in the box.
Yeah, but I mean, Lucas Bartlett could easily give away a penalty too.
Is one a lot older than the other?
I think Parker is like 30. I think he just turned 30.
And how do you think Bartlett? Because it's like father and son. Like they're the same player, just one's older and like bigger. It's like Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. That's how I look at it. Like, because both of them going into tackles, just Parker's a little more mature and like a veteran, being the captain of Houston and everything, and Bartlett just seems new and like.
Yeah, he's 25.
Okay, yeah.
So kind of. I mean, younger than Tim Parker.
I just scared a little bit.
In conclusion, I'm scared.
I really do think we could win this game.
I think it'd be a great statement win.
Yeah, we just need to look creative with the ball. We need to have confidence, and we need to stop trying to be cute and fancy. We just need to be direct and do what works. We need to make the right passes. We need to shoot the right shots.
Get down to the basics.
Yep.
Mechanics, man.
The fundamentals.
Fundamentals. Don't matter if you're making cute little crispy passes in the middle if you can't finish the shot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you chip it over a player if the person you pass it to can't settle the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw like at least 2 or 3 of those against Seattle, which irritated me.
It's again, I think it's the passing that we have to get down. Because especially if it looks like we're going to have the ball a lot. So if we're continuing not giving enough power on the pass or accuracy on the pass, it's going to be a long game against undefeated team.
No mistakes.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
All things considered, we're not NPR. It's a good NPR joke for the folks that listen out there. Sorry, I realize our target audience is probably not 74 years old. Or Jonah.
Oh.
Boomer. All right. Thanks for tapping in, guys. That's it for today. We'll see you on Saturday.
After we win?
Yep. Well, we won't see you Saturday, but we will see you Sunday, though. So keep tuned in.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.